mama get tall, talking, having whole conversations. Tell me about it. She's something else. I've been trying to keep in touch with him, believe it or not, but he's such a, I guess he's such a busy man or a man that don't want to be one of them. So I just leave it alone, leave him be. You know, so that's all you can do. How's it spaghetti? It's good. It's good. All right, let me get me a plate because I'm getting hungry. It's at 8? I thought it was at 6. Y'all moved it. We got every Sunday. Oh, excuse me. Cool, cool, smooth, smooth. You get nothing to eat? Yeah. Oh, you better get on over there. Trying to stay up, stay woke. You know, I work this night job now. So at this place called Nexus downtown. You know, talking to people in Russia, the UK, and everywhere else. And I'm tired, you know, so I'm trying to stay woke and stay afloat all the shit. Let me get my ass.
I'll get my ass up.
That's good, that's good.
Absolutely fine. You're gonna look at it first. Bring my cousin's son.
Oh, that's fine.
I'm gonna get ready to read. That's what I'm gonna come to you to the thing. Good afternoon, early evening. Can I get a round of applause for my guests? Thank you, thank you. I'm gonna start reading. We're gonna start reading for our first read. Sorry we're a little late. I was signing and didn't look at the clock. So, how's the food? All right, awesome. Okay, it was hard to choose which pages to read because I didn't want to give away anything to those who have yet to read the book. So everybody here pretty much just got the book. Lulu, you had it. I don't know if you read it yet, and Al read it. So I'm just gonna read. We're gonna start with the first story for this time setting here, and I'm just gonna read the first chapter, and then I'm gonna go back and read the acknowledgments. And then at 4:30, we'll read the first chapter on the second story. And we didn't rehearse, so. Not just you, we didn't rehearse. Okay. Oh, let me introduce my readers. One of my not oldest, but we were locker partners in freshman year, so you do the math. This is Armisha Cooper to my right. And to my left is one of my favorite actresses. And not just because she's always in my plays, but she always comes through for me. This is Shantae Washington. So if anybody ever seen my plays, you may have seen her. Okay. I'm sorry, I'm having a hot flash right now.
All right, guys, where's the man?
I knew you look familiar.
Okay, we're ready.
Just friends. I'm just announcing.
Oh.
The shadows at first were a bit alarming, but the bedside tray and curtains became clear after blinking my eyes a few times. Looking over at Jason, it was hard to tell if he was breathing, but the rise and fall of the bed sheet along the side of the railings answered my question. I probably checked on him about 5 times last night, and judging how this blanket is pulled up to my neck, Jason also checked on me. I'd never been able to keep a blanket on me all night. It would either be tangled around my ankles or on the floor. He began to stir in that narrow bed, so I closed my eyes.
Yeah, like you asleep past 6 o'clock.
I didn't open my eyes, but I could hear him fluffing his pillows and adjusting his IV cords. You look crazy over there in that bed. He laughed.
Now that's your part right here.
Right.
Not as crazy as you. Do with that thing with your nose. He laughed softly. We've been in this hospital for about a month now. I talked to the nurses into them letting me stay in Jason's room about a week ago. I told them that we have been joined at the hip for 20 years and separation was killing us. They laughed at me, of course, but agreed with 1 or 2 conditions. 1 was that I don't cause them any trouble, and 2, breakfast should be here soon. What did you order?
I ordered oatmeal.
He paused.
Yes, the way you like it, Corey.
I smiled under my covers because I knew oatmeal drenched in butter and sugar was coming my way.
I had a dream last night.
He shouted from the bathroom where I knew he was cleaning his face and brushing his teeth. I was all for cleaning my face before breakfast, but toothpaste and oatmeal weren't a tasty contribution.
About? I asked.
It was about when we first met.
Was it my version or yours?
I waited for him to spit, rinse, and gargle before he answered. He pushed the IV pole out of the bathroom and over to me. His color was slowly coming back. He was still a little weak, but his smile made him look good.
There's only one version, the truth.
He shook his head at me, probably thinking of my version of our first meeting. It involved him being some kind of frog in heat with a bad sense of humor. I laughed myself at that story.
Tell it to me again, Daddy.
I snuggled into the not so comfortable bed, which I had to make up myself. That was the second condition, and waited for Jason to get settled back into bed and tell me a story that I've heard a million times.
Once upon a time, in a magical kingdom, there lived a beautiful princess with full, pouty lips and a big butt.
We both laughed at his added detail of the non-truth.
Come on, Jay. I laughed.
Okay. Whose phone? Okay.
Come on, Jay.
The princess never paid attention to the neighboring prince. So one day, while she was talking to the king, the prince sneaked up behind her, placed a magical pouch near her feet, and stepped on it. The pouch released sparkling magical powers that made the princess fall in love with him forever.
Forever
and ever.
Jason sighed as we both laid there smiling, thinking about what really happened that day. Instead of a magical kingdom, we were in third grade recess. That magical pouch was a package of mustard, and the sparkles that splashed all over my powder blue pants never washed out. Yes, after chasing him the rest of recess, that moment may have very well started our
forever and ever. Good morning. I need to check your vitals, Mr. Jason.
The heavy-set morning nurse rushed in and pulled back the curtains. The pink breast cancer ribbons on her scrub swayed with every one of her Spanish purrs. She turned and looked at me as if trying to remember who I was.
Oh, good morning, Miss Kinney.
She shook her head at me and smiled. I smiled back, too much in a good mood to correct her on my name.
Aren't you going to check my vitals as well?
I'm sure you're just fine.
Nurse Maria continued with Jason.
I could have a fever or something. Over here, your entire fault if something was to happen to me.
I whined, poking my lip out. Jason gave Nurse Maria the eye. Then she agreed to take my temperature. I smiled at her, then opened wide when she approached my bed.
No, senorita. For an accurate reading, I have to take it from the other end.
She stood there smiling with her purple rubber gloves on, squeezing her sausage-sized fingers.
No, the heck you're not.
I pulled the covers over my head. Nurse Maria and Jason laughed at my expense. Jason overdid it a little. His cough this time seemed as if it wasn't going to stop. Nurse Maria and I were both at his side, waiting. The cough subsided.
Look at you two. I'm fine, and nothing's going to stop me from going home today. Well, from getting out of here at least.
He gave a light laugh.
Want some water or something?
The nurse asked, already pouring water into a foam cup. I didn't move until Jason squeezed my hand, letting me know that he was truly okay.
Okay, I'll be back to check on you in about an hour.
Nurse Maria yelled over her shoulder as she wiggled out of the room and the breakfast tray rolled in. Jason patted the spot next to him and I took my position. He flipped through the channels before returning to the morning news, while I added cream and sugar to my coffee and took the lid off of his orange juice. We ate quietly, shaking our heads at the nightly crimes that seems to keep television going.
I believe reporters only find negative news to purposely make people have a bad day to store up more trouble. There should be a law against bad news in the morning.
I said.
Sharon will be here soon.
Jason said easily, as if he was saying the walls in the room were white. I tried to tell myself not to get upset, but it wasn't working. Didn't I just say we shouldn't hear bad news in the morning?
So what the hell does she want? Okay, that was harsh, but I no longer like that woman, and I have no idea why he wanted to see her. When did you talk to her? Did you call her a while ago? I was in the bathroom or something?
Are you really going to do this today, Courtney?
I didn't answer him. I grabbed my robe and walked out. After everything that woman has put him through, he's still giving her the time of day, and I'm not going to stick around for it. After I get him some more orange juice and a box of Mike and Ike's, his favorite candy, I'm leaving for the day.
That's the end of chapter 1.
Still too much sugar.
Okay, I'm gonna read the acknowledgments. A lot of people skip through these, so I'm gonna read them since most of the people are here. Okay. As I sit here at my laptop trying to think of a conventional way to type this portion of the book, I have to ask myself why. I know and hope there will be millions of readers who will pick this book up who doesn't know me on a personal level, but being personal with my readers is the only way that I know how to be. So if I offend anyone who is reading this by not being conventional, I apologize, I think. I can't begin to express how elated I was when I opened my mail from the Library of Congress. Not that I needed anyone to verify that my work was an original piece, but I now have proof that no one has stolen it along the way and that it is truly an original idea. You know that saying, great minds think alike? Well, they do. It's just a matter of who's first to express their thoughts to the world that makes a difference. Opening that letter and seeing my registered work gave me a sense of accomplishment. Although I registered spilled milk with the Writers Guild of America, the Library of Congress just felt more thorough. I am a mother of 2 beautiful children who are so different from each other, but so much like me in so many ways that it's crazy. We've had our good and bad times just like any other family, and I'm sure that I'm not the only mother in the world who has felt like she was to blame for the choices that her children have made. But just like other mothers, I had to be confident in the words that God had placed on my tongue for them over the years and digress. I love my children, Cavante and Courtney, with all that I am, and they have both given me great encouragement during my writing process. And not just with this novel, but with my poetry, Black History programs, and with my plays. Courtney, even though she hasn't read any of my work, is my personal cheerleader with her Go Mommy, You Can Do It chants. And Cavante, well, let me put it this way. When you have a teenager, that's when he started reading my stories, ask to read your work, get lost in the story, and tell you that this is really good. I thought this was a real book. Where's the rest? So everything in your body that moves will encourage you to keep going. I am truly grateful to God for them. I've been writing for a long time, even before Miss Landando, formerly Mrs. Bates, class. However, that creative writing class opened up a whole new world of writing for me. Miss Landando taught me to write short stories from the smell of popcorn, the sound of a cowbell, and just from one-worded ideas, it seemed. I am forever grateful to that woman. She also made us spell her maiden name correctly on a test after her divorce. It's funny now, but I learned much later in life exactly how she felt. Another woman that I am forever grateful and indebted to is my mommy, Christina S. Thomas. And just for the record, I must say, this in no way does she come second to anyone. My thoughts are just pouring out in this order. Those who know me know this for a fact. Smile, mommy. This woman taught me so many things, but most importantly, she taught me not to be afraid to tell my stories. It was during a holiday, Thanksgiving, I believe, when this child development student, my mom, decided to share a story that she did for a class project with my friends and I. Just like any teenager, I was too embarrassed to have my parents do anything in front of my friends. I tried to figure out why I was feeling that way, but then I thought, my mom is cool. She never embarrassed me before. So my next thought was that if my friends don't like it, too darn bad. My mom began to tell her story of the blue dog using cutouts of people and a dog made of felt paper and placing them on a felt poster board as the story moved along. It was a story of how these children wanted to wash their dog but didn't listen clearly to their parents' instructions. The children washed their dog with blue dye instead of the detergent in a blue bottle, if I'm not mistaken. It was inventive and exciting and no doubt set off sparks in me. Most importantly, at the time, my friends enjoyed it. I was so proud of her. I believed I am her biggest fan. Thank you, Mommy.
Aww.
Now, for my dad, Al Buford, whose encouragement isn't verbalized as much, can't be slighted. In small ways, my dad had and has a huge impact on the progression of my projects and productions. I'm not sure if he knows this, and I'm sure he'll say, I knew that. But just by him asking what's new when we talked pushed me to complete a project or a checklist at a nice pace. I always make sure that there was something new to tell him by the next time that I spoke to him. Now, generally, I speak to my dad once or twice a week. So if I told him that I was working on something, I had to keep it moving. I would work hard to have a different report, a completion of something, or even just a positive update. Thank you, Dad. Where is he?
He over there crying, girl. Get him a kiss.
Now, to my family, many of which have supported me on different levels for different events in my life, my sister, Tony, and Regina, I thank you both for always being there for whatever I need. I promise you, your I love you, sis, text messages always came through at the right time, and just knowing that you both are proud of me keep me moving. My nieces and nephews, Deontay, Dijon, Dejanay, Kendall, Deja, and Monty, you all are just the bomb, DDD. I love your energy, your jokes, and everything else about you. Thank you all for your support. Robin and Taisha, my cousins by birth, my sisters by life, thank you both for your support. Robin, you always make sure that I'm okay and that I'm equipped with writing materials like notebooks. Keeping up with multiple pieces of paper can be a bit of a challenge. I just want to tell y'all this one part. Let me stop. I used to always go to Bobby house and I have like stories and I have this piece of paper, and I'm like piecing them together so I can flow reading them to her. So one day she called me over, she said, I got something for you. She sat me down and she's like, here, she tossed this notebook. She said, I'm tired of reading pieces of paper. All right. So let's see, Tyone, Maxwell, Rayshawn Shepard, thank you so much for all the plugs. You may not have been able to make it to a lot of my events, but you have been great promoters, and that says a lot. Thank you, cousins. To my aunts, Linda Shepard, left me too soon, Queen Esther Schaefer, and Janet Spence, I want to thank you all for your support you've given me in one way or another, whether it was coming to a show, purchasing a ticket, or actually working as an usher during an event. All of which is amazing support and love. Thank you. Thank you, Auntie Carrie Bolden, my oldest aunt, and she's here. Where you are, Auntie? For always making me feel like a celebrity. Thank you. Auntie Barnetta Willard, my amazing and beautiful oldest aunt. Second oldest. Thank you so much for all your support. You never tell me that you're going to come to an event or not. So when I see you walk in, it's always pleasant, a pleasant surprise. Thank you.
Woo! Go ahead.
I'm almost done. I almost made it.
Go ahead, Auntie.
Because she did it again today. That's all right. So, Auntie Linda Barrett, thank you for being my go-to prayer warrior. I mean, my on-the-spot prayer warrior. Before I can finish saying that I need prayer, you're already beginning, and it's amazing to feel your words resonating to healing. Thank you. My nephew, for my youngest aunt, thank you so much for your support. I've only known you for a few years, but you stepped into my life as if there had been many. I can't find the words to express my gratitude to my friends, and I don't use that word loosely. I'm sorry. I'm supposed to just be reading, I'm feeling.
You want me to finish?
I get it. Okay, loosely. I'm sure that I can speak for every artist or anyone that has created a business by saying our expectations for those that we know to be supportive is very high. However, not everyone that we know want us to succeed. There are those, and very many, who want to just sit back and see what you can do. The very ones who like to ask, how's it going? Or when are you going to do something big? Are the ones who never show up. Then you have those who are there in all sorts of ways and are more upset about not showing up than you are. There are those who pray for your steps, your health, and your mindset, and all around wish you the best. There are also those who jump in last minute to fill a character role without much of a complaint. Lulu. These are the people that I call friends. So I thank you, Amisha Cooper, Raquel Hutchison Curry, Elliot Porter, Kimberly Kane Thomas, Anthony Washington, Kyrie Adams, Barbara Smith, Eric Dixon, Sherry Holloway, Daryl and Jackie Hammond, Lavinia Clark McMurray, Reggie Haynes, Shantae Washington, Basha Evans, Les Will, Dominique Washington, Deacon Percy and Loretta Ho, Minister Patrick and Dietrich English, Minister Eddie and Letha Gillis, Sister Sneed with her 6:22 a.m. scriptures. And I'm sure I'm forgetting someone, which I did forget many, but I thank you all. I thank you all so much for everything. What'd you say?
I'm joking. I died in Jesus' name.
What? No, I did not. No, I did not. How many heard me say Robin and Taisha?
Robin and Taisha her little part.
What part?
It was a teardrop on there. She didn't see it.
Always
Thinking it.
family. I did. I'm gonna read it again. Robin and Taisha, my cousins by birth, but my sisters by life. Huh? I read all that. Thank you both for your support. Taisha, you support. Oh. I didn't read this. Okay, Taisha, you supported me by coming to every event that I've ever had. Encouraged me to do whatever would make my heart content. Thank you. How I missed it? Oh, I was talking about the pieces of paper. That's what it was. Okay. You are first. Okay, did everybody eat? Okay. So mingle, and I got to sign some books. So, hi.